Welcome to another That's What They Said, a podcast where we question the questionable lyrics of your favorite songs. Sarina&Scott Spinelli talking Just a Girl by No Doubt. You picked this
diggity.
song. I actually said that. I was like, no diggity, no doubt. Huh.
That song's got to be on our list as well. We'll have to get to that song.
Yeah, that's a good one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Shutting it down. Anyway, we're not talking about that song. We're talking about a rock song from the 2000s. This song,
mid-90s.
90s. Sorry, I have it somewhere in my notes, but I didn't get there yet because this song was on the radio all the time on Z100, like every single day. It didn't matter what time. This is another song that I didn't appreciate the lyrics because I was so tired of hearing the song that I never really grasped the feminism side of Gwen Stefani's plea, if you will.
Yeah, I don't think I did either. In fact, I don't think I really appreciated this record for what it is. And I don't just mean No Doubt's single Just a Girl. I mean the entire Tragic Kingdom album. I would say 3 or 4 years ago, I listened to it again from start to finish. And it is, I mean, this is not news here, but what a fantastic album. I mean, it really is. And so what blew me away, I don't know if you knew this, but I didn't realize that they had two. This was their third album. Did you know that?
Yeah, I found out when.
No, I mean, did you know that before today? Like, did you know that prior to today?
That they had other albums? I knew they had other albums.
Yeah, no, before this one.
Oh. Yeah, I knew some of their other songs, but yeah, to that point, what surprised me, Scott, my Denver Nug, they have 0 #1 hits on the Billboard.
Prior to this.
This wasn't a #1 hit.
Oh, no, #1 overall. But this was, what I mean is that they didn't even have anything that charted. This was the first song that ever charted for them.
Oh, yeah. Like significantly, yeah. I mean.
Yeah, the first 2 albums didn't have anything that charted. That's why I had never heard
songs. I don't know.
Yeah. I didn't know that. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say you're right. Like this was the song that put them on the map, like all over the map, like in Australia, New Zealand, Iceland, like those places. But I was aware of No Doubt before that, I guess. So, but I was more like, man, they don't have, like, they've never had a #1 hit, even with all of their.
That's surprising because they've had some big ones. Yeah.
Like Underneath It All, which to me isn't even one of their best songs. That peaked at #3. Hey Baby.
I don't even know if I know that song.
Underneath It All, you're so. Anyway, you'll put that in the thing so you don't have to hear me sing.
Yeah, sure. Maybe I'll just leave you in there singing. That could be fun.
Hey Baby, hey baby, hey baby, hey girl, sing that song.
These are later songs of theirs, right?
Yeah. That one was at #5. But yeah, Just a Girl peaked at #23.
Huh. That's interesting. I guess
that'll be higher.
I guess though, I guess the thing for me with them is that they still are, or at least at the time, I should say, before they got a little bit poppier and Gwen Stefani got a little poppier, they were still like a grungy sort of, like, I'm not using the right terms here, but ska type band. You know what I mean? I don't even know if that's right. But yeah, punk, that sort of thing. Like they were a little alternative. Yeah. I think that probably helps explain why, like, they were really popular, but probably, to be a #1, a true #1, it seems like you've got to be a little bit more just from what I've learned doing this with you. #1s are like these sort of universal songs that it doesn't even matter what language they're in, frankly. Yeah. Sometimes they're just gibberish.
Yep.
And then the more complicated, and then the more complicated they are lyrically, the less likely it is for them to be #1 overall. But yeah, this song is great. And I recommend to anybody that likes this song at all, but for whatever reason hasn't dug into the album, like there are other songs that you probably didn't necessarily know that are on that album. Different People, Sunday Morning, that are just great songs, really good songs. Yeah.
Another Denver Nug for you. Just a Girl was the first song that Gwen Stefani wrote without the help of her brother, Eric. Eric Stefani was part of the band, but also a former animator on the show The Simpsons and Ren and Stimpy.
I like how you said the show The Simpsons, like just saying The Simpsons wouldn't have been clear.
More like, wait, what shows was he doing?
He was an animator on The Simpsons, which, in case you're unaware, is a cartoon television show.
It's been on for a few years.
You may have heard of it. It's the longest running show in TV history, but perhaps, perhaps you've never heard of it. It's a sitcom. It's not, he didn't animate the actual family.
No, I don't know.
Good answer. I have a Denver Nug, but I'd like to save it for one of the lyrics.
Okay, okay.
I think you know which I'm like the inspiration for this song.
Sure. Oh yeah.
We can get to that. Yeah, my Denver Nug, I'll call it a Thomas Bryant in light of the recent
Great.
Yeah.
So Just a Girl, released September 21st, 1995. I was thinking 2000s. My bad. My B was the lead single from their third album, which we are learning every day more things about music.
Yes.
Scott and I. And it was written by Gwen Stefani and the guitarist of the band, Tom Dumont. Not her brother.
For me, what really struck me about listening back to this song over again, unless you had more nugs. You have more nugs?
No. And I talked about it, peaked on number 23. We're good. We can go to lyrics.
For me, what was interesting about it's okay. I don't know what that was, but I liked it. For those of you watching, Sarina signaled to me with some sort of an underhanded flick of the wrist.
Flick of the wrist.
Hey there.
Something partner, in this water. When you drink water in a wine glass, things go crazy. Yes.
You're a baller. I mean, it's the thing that struck me about listening to the song with the lyrics up was how few of the lyrics I actually knew. Right? Like, as an example for me, one of the lyrics that I truly did not understand was, "Oh, I'm just a girl, all pretty and petite, so don't let me have any rights." I had no idea it was pretty and petite. No idea. I mean, I knew, oh, I'm just a girl, so don't let me have any rights. The way she says all pretty and petite, did you know that was what she said? I had no idea that's what she said.
I didn't know a lot of these songs, a lot of the lyrics. And so I'm curious how, again, someone who sings karaoke, I don't think this is ever a karaoke choice, but I'm like.
It's a tough song. It's a tough song karaoke-wise.
Yeah. I don't know. I must have just like mumbled my way through these lyrics a lot of times. Like, yeah, pretty and petite. Yeah. Like, I'm like, sip of tea. Like, it could have been anything. It could have been so many things. I probably changed it every single time I sang the song.
Oh yeah. Do you have another one, or you want me to go to another lyric?
No, I mean, well, lyrically, this song is just about Gwen Stefani's perspective of life as a woman, and she's sort of like, I'm just a girl, right? It's feminism. So yeah, I mean,
and she said when there was a quote in 1996, she said, "I hate when I'm asked what the song is about." She said, about the song's meaning. She said, "The lyrics are so obvious. If you don't think it's sarcastic, you've got to be an idiot." I was like,
I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. One of the lyrics, "Don't you think I know exactly where I stand? The world is forcing me to hold your hand." So apparently she had strict parents. Did you read
this? I did, and that's my Denver Nug. So the lyric, "Because I'm just a girl, I'd rather not be, because they won't let me drive late at night."
Yeah.
That's the lyric, as I understand, that the song was sort of birthed as a result of. Or rather, I should say, the inspiration for the song led to that lyric and then the song at large, because she was apparently going to her bandmate, the guy who she either was dating at the time or had just broken up with, that the guitarist, Tom something, or Tony, I should say.
Yeah.
But so, it's one thing for her to feel that. I mean, first of all, she has the right to feel that way, no matter how old she is. If she's an adult. But I didn't realize how old. You do the math on it. If she wrote that song, let's say within the year of it coming out, which is probably the reality, she was born in 1969. So she was 23, 24, 25. I mean, she's a consenting, more than a consenting adult. And if her parents are still like on her like that, I mean, it fully explains. Not that, again, if she was 13, she has her parents have the right to say, you got to come home. There's a bedtime. At 24, 25, I don't think you have that. Even if you're living with your folks, come on now. And so that's interesting that specific lyric, I think, as I understand, I think you will concur, right? That is the sort of where the song's inflection point there.
Absolutely. And it's funny because I was like, wow, what a perspective of a white woman living in a probably very much safer neighborhood, because it says, "Because I'm just a girl, I'd rather not be." Like, there are so many other reasons I'd rather not be a woman in this world. That necessarily isn't one of them. Don't let me drive late at night, because I remember coming home late at night in the Bronx, and there were so many other reasons why my parents would worry that I
Yeah.
could not come home on the subway. Like, we had to, like, if I was a waiter on West 4th Street, while I was at Syracuse or after Syracuse, and I wore Chuck Taylors. And the trick, if you ever have cash, is to put your money in your Chuck Taylor, because they're so hard to take off your feet. Like, I mean, you got to untie all those damn.
Yeah, sure.
So I
Sure,
had
sure.
and I had the high top one, so I would wear those to work, tie them up, put my cash that I made for the night, and I'd keep $10 in my pocket. And then, so if anyone mugged me, which I was always prepared because I had to take the subway home so late, I would just sit there simply with my phone, my Metro card, and $10. And I was like, I have nothing. Just take any of this and leave me alone. But it's just weird
Sure.
that, like, I the perspective of her being like, they won't let me drive late at night. I'm like, yeah, I am a woman, but I have no relation to this part of the
Well,
song.
last week we talked about, wouldn't it be interesting if there was a suburban answer to DMX's "Who We Be"?
Yeah.
Frankly, sort of just by circumstance of us, the random list we made here, this is kind of like that, right? It's the suburban white woman's answer to "Who We Be," because in this song is "Who We Be." It's women, that's who we be.
Yeah.
But I think. Yeah, this is, again, weirdly, in a way that I'm sure has not been talked about often, is the parallels between Gwen Stefani and Earl Simmons. Is that this song does
first time.
there is a first time for everything. This song really is a well-written song, right?
Yeah.
Like, not that anybody didn't think it was, but like, as you highlighted earlier, you were like, I didn't really realize exactly what this song was about and the feminist, point of view it had. I mean, you had a sense of it, but like, when you really read the lyrics, it's like, this is a really smart,
good song, really well written.
It's a really, exactly. So I think a couple other to me lines that the other thing I thought was just a funny lyric, which was, and this is the only line in the song that I thought was a little stupid, where she goes, "'Cause they all sit and stare with their eyes," and I wanted to be like, yeah, no shit. What else are they going to stare with? I mean, like, that was where they seemed like
she songs so well, though, because they all sit and stare with their eyes, like she would, and I'm like, oh yeah, oh, like.
And again, to make a comparison to DMX, like, at the very least, because she sang it a little differently, right? It can cover up the repetitiveness of, or frankly, the obviousness. Like, what else would you stare with?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. We accepted it. We're like, yeah, that tracks.
Yeah, because she sang it in a fun, and it varied. There's variance there. So I suppose what I'm saying is that Gwen Stefani is a better lyricist than Earl Simmons, but I rest my case. Come at me, Mark Medina. Let's go.
Sometimes we find ourselves losing followers from our credibility, and here is another instance where you just dropped the ball once again.
I love how you say we find ourselves. It's like I am doing the things. You're that's a we that's doing a lot of lifting on my end.
Yeah. Oh, I do it with you, so I'm attached. I'm associated.
Guilty by association, sure.
Yeah.
I got two other lyrics that I didn't understand. And I'm just gonna read them, or rather, we're just gonna play them. And I'll say them right now because I just didn't understand them. The first is, "Just your typical prototype." Had no idea that's what she was saying.
I wrote that too. I was like,
yeah. And then another one was, "Your rule of thumb makes me worrisome."
Yep.
No idea. Like, I've listened to this song. This is just one of those songs that was just, like you said, it was on Z100. It was played, like, if you ever had like a kid's party, like, you went over to somebody's house. It was on the radio. It was in movies when we got older, about the 90s.
Yeah, no.
Yes.
Everywhere.
And those lyrics, I just truly did not know what the hell she was saying. And I'm surprised, because I'm usually fairly good at that, I think. But I really had no idea. I mean, we're way over my head.
I know. No, she had, the moment I step outside, so many reasons for me to run and hide. I can't do the little things I hold so dear, because it's all those little things that I fear. Just like, well done, my friend.
Well crafted.
Yeah, I'm all in. The one
Did we,
huh?
was this my suggestion? This was my suggestion, right?
Yeah,
The song.
yeah.
I'm gonna go on record and say this was a bad suggestion by me because um while this song is fun as hell to do and it is a great song, there's not a lot to make fun of because it's just a good song, right? Like
Yeah.
I think, yeah, maybe a swing and a miss here for Uncle S, but
Yeah,
yeah.
Uncle S. I had it up to here.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Like, that's right. I had
Bad
it up
job.
to
Bad job.
here.
Bad job by you.
It was also one of my favorite things, and I never really processed that she's saying, I had it up to here. Like, I wish I
Yep.
processed that. Like, I knew the words, but like it just never connected in my brain. My brain's
Yeah.
weird. But I wish I knew it, because I probably would have said I had it up to here in her voice way more often than not. Like, I missed a lot of opportunities.
I just think with them, they were like at this weird, and I think also again, I was reading about this, that they're at like they're just an interesting band because
Yeah,
a female. First, I didn't realize that she wasn't the original lead singer,
I didn't know that.
and that what's that?
I didn't know that.
Or at least there was another singer, right? Because there was something I saw something about how she had the original lead singer had committed suicide, I want to say.
Well,
I'm going to look that up right now, but
just throw that random fact out and let it go.
goodbye, everybody.
Excuse me?
Yeah, I think that was the case. Let's see, lead vocals. They started in 1987. Did somebody commit suicide? Yeah, John Spence. John Spence was lead vocals from 86 to 87, and he committed suicide, I think. Yeah, Spence died by suicide in 1987, and it was, I guess, her and him together. And it was Stefani's brother Eric and John who met at a Dairy Queen, according to Wikipedia, and that's how the group started. But anyway, in their heyday, obviously, she was the lead singer and the face of it. But it's just interesting to think about a lead singer being a woman with an all male backing, you know, and then that her brother wrote most of the songs to start. And then when she finally got her own chance to do it, she started making the songs much more personal. And frankly, I don't think it's a coincidence that the group skyrocketed after that, because she's obviously an incredible talent.
She is. I mean, we haven't done this on, but like Don't Speak is about the breakup of her and the band member that she dated.
Which by the way, unbelievable. Once I found out that they broke up but still played together.
I know.
Unless I'm wrong.
Yeah, they kept playing together.
For a long time. Like,
so impressive too, because most band members break up just because they have like an argument or something. These two like were in a relationship, broke up, and put things past them and still continue to make music. I'm like, wow, way to go.
Yeah, this dude, I mean, basically, unless I'm looking at it wrong right now on Wikipedia, he was in the group the entire time. Like they didn't ever stop. And that's the kind of thing. I mean, that's what broke up the Fugees. You know what I mean? Like that's like, I mean, it just is, right? Like, so, you know, they didn't break up because they were so good they couldn't handle it anymore. You know what I mean? Like, so that's awesome that these two folks were able to break up and then also, again, like from the male perspective, you're the guy. Guys are used to having everything go their way. Right. And then you see your girlfriend become this international pop star, and almost everybody can name her. Nobody knows this dude's name. Tony Canal. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but like, that's the point, right? Like nobody knows him. Everyone knows her. She's obviously, I mean, she deserves everything and more that she's gotten. But that's interesting that he was able to swallow his ego, whatever it was that he had, and just continue being a part of this awesome band. So,
yeah, no, you're right. I mean, the group is one of the top groups to ever play music. They have really a ton of hits that I appreciate way more than this song, although now I appreciate this song more because we broke down the lyrics. So thank you for that, Uncle S. But yeah.
I will say one last thing about them for this app, unless you have more, but one other thing is that I was reading somewhere that people were saying that like they sold out. And I just have a quick soliloquy about selling out, which is to say that people who are mad at people who are selling out, in my opinion, are people who wish that they could, right? Like,
make that money.
Right? Like, Am I wrong? Like, if you told me, I wrote a book that I self-published about 10 years ago. If you told me that like you just gave me the keys to a James Patterson style novel, I'm aware that people who love to read do not think that James Patterson is on the same level as David Foster Wallace, right? But like, you got to make a living, right? And so these people like who get mad at like the Black Eyed Peas for selling out, it's like nobody cared about Joints and Jam. Nobody. Like I did, but I wasn't, like that was it, And then they go and they're like this worldwide phenomenon when they start making pop music.
They're jealous.
You tell me.
Jealous.
Exactly. It's just, in the words of Funkmaster Flex, who you mad at? Me or yourself?
Oh.
Yes. I've used this before in an episode that may or may not have come out already, but I'm going to do it again. I don't care. We've been doing nearly a year of these. I don't remember every goddamn joke I've made, folks. I'm sorry. Okay. I don't.
Neither do I.
Oh, sorry. It shouldn't be that hard. You make one every 4 or 5 episodes. So how's it so hard? Oh.
My last thought on this song and music video. I'm always impressed with Gwen Stefani and her red lipstick and how it never gets on her teeth. Like it's always just perfectly done. As someone who wears makeup for my job, my day-to-day job, I can't. I mean, I'm like, how in the world do you like? Are you eating a burger and then it just stayed? Like I almost thought her lips were permanently red, and that was just how she was born.
She's also just so fucking cool, right? Like. Yeah. She just looks cool. Like she just looks like she just has this confidence. She like in certain videos, she's wearing like a dress. Other videos, she looks like she's gonna go work out. Yeah, she just looks like, and whatever she's wearing, she could wear like sweatpants and a sports bra. She looks like just so dope. And then she's just wearing like, she could just be wearing a baggy t-shirt. She looks cool. Like everything up. She just oozes confidence. Like and I think that's just a really dope characteristic. Yeah.
No eyebrows in this music video because it was the 90s and no women had eyebrows. They were just like a pencil line. I also noted that, but
people forgot that was outlawed by the Supreme Court for a 6-year stretch in the 90s. That was
eyebrows. I was like,
that was a big decision.
No. We can't. We got them back. We were allowed to get them back. We're just girls. We were able to grow our rights and our eyebrows.
A momentous. Smith versus State, I believe, if I'm citing the correct citation. But yeah, that was a big one, big momentous decision. I remember all across the land, women showing up the next day to school, just gone.
Gone.
Supreme Court makes a ruling. They get to say what you do with your body.
Like if you go back and look at like people's photos, you'd be like, where did everyone's eyebrows go? You wouldn't.
Eyebrows are funny to me because I feel like women care about them way more than men do. Is that fair to say?
Well, men should care about them a little more than they don't.
That's fair too. That's fair too.
Some guys, I'm like, bro, like, do you own a pair of scissors or a razor?
Just, right across the street. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. Just right across
you would think. It does look like certain guys, it's just like they're trying to build a bridge, you know what I mean? Like,
yes,
my man, those are it's eyebrows, it's plural, brother.
Supposed to be 2 of them.
Yeah.
Let's end it right there.
Yeah.
Just a girl, no doubt we appreciate Gwen Stefani and our eyebrows. That's another episode in the books. We will see you next time.